So today we are going to discuss about swapping measures and swapping dimensions and sheets selected in Tableau. So let's start. So swapping measures and swapping dimension, we have already seen it. I'm just going through it again so that it is easy for us to remember. So to create swap dimensions and swap measures, we'll just need to create parameters, select dimension, and give it as string. And give it as string and make the list. So here you should write the category, subcategory, and region, let's say, and say okay. So this parameter that we created, so it is not connected to any value or any calculation. Select dimension, show parameter. So if you select anything here, so it won't impact anything in the worksheet. We are not using this parameters anywhere. So this is not connected. So I'll just connect this parameter. So let's say if I use any, let's say region. If I use region and if I take sales, so I should be able to see only data related to region and sales. But if I also want to, I will give access to the user so that user can also toggle between category, subcategory, and region. For that, we need to create an calculation field so that user can toggle between this. So I'll just show you how to create a calculation field using parameter. So this is the selected dimension. So whatever dimension that we select in the parameter, I want that particular dimension to be appearing in the column shell. So if parameter select dimension, so parameter will look like purple color. So with that, you can identify that it is a parameter. If parameter is equals to category, then category. So this is a field that is coming from the database. So that will be in orange in color. And I also want to write one more condition. So select dimension, which is equals to region. So that this name has to exactly match with the name which you have entered in the parameter. So I'm just writing exactly what it is, and it is case sensitive. So you have to make sure of the caps and small letters. So then region, and I want to write one more condition, which is select dimension equal to. Now that it is subcategory. So C is caps, and then subcategory. So here specifically you can see only related to the region, but with the calculation that I have written, I can control what needs to be shown. So selected dimension, I'll put instead of this region, I'll put it on top of this. Okay, so now it is showing me category. So it is showing the values of category. So if I change it to subcategory, so now I can see all the subcategories. So there are 17 subcategories. And if you click on region, now it will show you region related information. So not only you can identify it with the values. So in the title also you can mention that. So you can keep that parameter in the title. So let's select dimension parameter. So it will be written as parameters dot parameter name. So parameters dot select dimension is our parameter, and say okay. So whenever you select region, it will be changed as region. And whenever you change it to subcategory, so values will also change and the title will also change. So with this, we are able to eliminate three worksheets. So three worksheets, you are able to show same information which three worksheets can show. We are showing it in one particular worksheet. And if they want to see other information, they can just toggle between subcategory, region, and category. So this is what is swap dimensions. So we are just swapping the dimensions based on the selected dimension. So now let's create swap measures. So here we have only sales. So in this sales, we are able to see only one sales at a time. So if you want user to select, if the user want to select some other measure also, so we can give him the option to select a different measure as well. So we will also create, it is the same procedure. We have to create a parameter. So now we have to create a parameter as select measure. And this will be string and make the list as. So here I want to toggle between measures. So I'll keep the measure names, sales, profit, and discount. Discount. Say okay. So whenever you create any parameter, so it will be intact with anyone. So you have to connect that particular parameter to the calculation so that it will interact with the worksheets that you have created. So now it's simple parameter. It is not connected to any calculations. So nothing will change in the worksheet. So now I'll create a calculation field where I will use selected measure. So if select measure, so if the parameter is equal to sales, then sales. So whenever I select sales, I want to see sales. That's why I'm selecting the sales from the database. And I'll write one more condition. So I'll write three conditions, each for profit and sales and discount. Select measure is equal to profit, then profit. Else if select measure equal to discount. So this name has to exactly match with the name that you have written in the parameter. If it doesn't match, you will not see the values. I'm just ending this equal statement. Yeah. So this way, I'm able to pass the values which are in parameter to this calculation. So I'm just passing sales so that I can see sales value. If I pass profit, I can see profit value. And if I select discount, I can see discount. So now let's replace segment with sales with this particular selected measure. So it is static. This particular thing is static. It will only show you the sales value, and user cannot toggle between sales, profit, and discount. But by using this calculation, user can toggle between these three different measures. Selected measure. Yeah. So here currently it is showing you sales. And when I change it to profit, you can see the values are getting changed. So discount, you can see 832.3. So not only here, so you can show it in the title as well. So you can insert that parameter. So parameters dot select measure. Say okay. So whenever you select here, you can see sales here and profit here and discount here. So not only the values keep on changing, even the title will also get changed. So this becomes swap measure. So with this also we were able to eliminate three worksheets into one worksheet. So swap dimensions also we were able to make. Any questions? Yes, yes. Only this concept I'm repeating. I'm just going through this. Yeah. So this becomes where you can change this to three worksheets. So we can combine these two swap measures and swap dimensions. So where we can take both the calculation that we have written, selected dimension and selected measure. So with this, we can see all the, so we can see a combination of 3 into 3. So with this, we can able to eliminate the 9 worksheets. So I'll just keep the select dimension. And I'll also keep select dimension. Yeah, so region by discount. So now you can keep these parameters, select dimensions, select measures. So with this, you can swap between these 3 dimensions and 3 measures. So where you can make 3 into 3, 9 combinations. So where you can eliminate 9 worksheets into 1 worksheet. So that is about swap measures and swap dimensions. So now let's move on to the other topic. So here we are going to discuss about multiple color conditions in Tableau and window functions in Tableau. So basically, whenever we create any calculation, let's say if I have subcategory and if I have profit. And if I put profit in color marks card, so I can see, I just want to see only 2 staple colors. I just want to see for profit and positive profit and negative profit. Okay, so you can see for positive you have 1 color and negative you have 1 color. So at a time we are able to keep one condition. Color condition, I'm able to keep color condition 1 at a time. But there is a procedure where we can keep multiple color conditions. So let's say if I have sales and if I have profit, and I'll take subcategory and I'll show it as this one. Yeah. So now if I want to color, so let's say if I take sales or profit and if I put it in the color marks card, and I'll just put staple colors as 2, say okay. So you can see even the sales, sorry, even sales is also getting colored. So I just want to see in profit, what are the negative values and what are the profit values. But the same condition is getting applied to the sales, which is irrelevant. So I want to see a different color condition for sales and I want to see a different color condition for profit. So let's see. Let's put measure values in color marks card. Okay. Yeah. So what we need to do is instead of putting profit, so when you put only profit, what happens is you're putting only profit condition and that is getting applied to the sales also. But when you put measure values, So as we discussed earlier, measure values will have all the measure values. It will hold all the measure values. And this we have to use it as a combination with measure names. So you can see measure names and measure values are being used. And here we are selecting profit and sales. So if you put measure values in color, so both the conditions will get applied. So, but currently it is showing you only one condition, but right click on this. And when you select use separate legends, so this is one of the best option where you can keep different condition for different measures. So let's click on this. So now you can, I mean, at present you can see only one color condition. So when I change this to use separate legends, you can see two different legends, one for sales and one for profit. So I'm just clicking on this. So you can see one legend for profit and one legend for sales. So this one I'll make it. So this is already been for negative profit. It is showing in red color, and positive profit it is showing in blue color. So here I want to keep a different, I'll just want to see two colors. So here I can put some advanced. I want to keep some center value as, let's say 150,000. Say apply. So whatever is above 150,000 will be colored as blue color, and whatever is below 150,000 will be colored as red color. So this way I can keep multiple color conditions. So not only two, so you can add more measures to this. Let's say if you add discount, you will have separate legend for discount as well. So you can have, let's say, stepped colors, two stepped colors, and make it advanced. And in center you select. So whichever is above, let's say 250. No, there is no value called 250. Let's put 85. So whichever is more than 85 will be colored in blue color, and less than 85 will be colored in red color. So this way we can able to put multiple color conditions. So now let's see some Windows functions. So we have discussed about a few of the functions, and we have also discussed about table calculations and all. But today we will discuss about what is window function. So I'm just taking a sample data for order date and sum of sales. And I'll make this as month. Make this discrete. Okay, so here, this is the value for sum of sales. And now I'll write a window calculation. So window calculation is specifically for this particular worksheet. So if you want to use same window calculation in a different worksheet, so the results might differ. So sheet to sheet, the window calculation will differ. So I'll just try to find out window sum of sum of sales. So in Windows sum, we can able to select and what needs to be considered, for the aggregation purpose. So let me just apply. So here I can see normal sales, and I'm also able to see the total. So I'm just mentioning window sales. What it is doing is, so it is just calculating the window sum. It is just finding out the total of all the records, which is 23,26,534. So when you do window sum, so in this particular window, whatever is the total, it is just showing that. And let's say I don't want to have all the total. So let's say if I want to add previous value to my current value. So when I say current value, it will be 0. So -1 meaning I want to add previous value to my current value. So say apply. So for January 2020, there is no previous value to add to the current value. So it is not showing, it is just showing you the actual value of January 2020. And now let's go to February 2020. So February 2020 value is 4520. So February 2020 value is 4520. So according to our calculation, we have to add the previous value, which is 14,518. So that will become 19,038. So that means, so every time the current value will be considered, current value will be considered. So what is the current value for February 2020? It is 4520. 4520. So what needs to be added? I have mentioned in the calculation -1, 0. So -1 meaning uh, to add the previous value. So we are telling Tableau to add the previous value. And 0 meaning add the previous value to the current value. So we are just adding previous value to the current value. So current value is 4520 and I'm just adding 14,518 to this. So which will become 19,038. And I can also modify this. So it will do the same procedure till the end. So let's say if you take October 2023. So October 2023 value is 83,475. And when you add the previous value, 88,065. So let's do it in this. So 83,475 plus 88,065, which will become, sorry, 83,475. Yeah, so it is rounding off to 540. For us, it is rounding off to 540 and it is showing you 539. So which is exactly same. So it is basically adding the previous value to the existing value. So based on this, we can decide what value needs to be added to the current value. So let's say if you want to add previous two values, you can just mention -2. So it will keep on adding previous two values to the current value. So let me just take some random number in the middle. So July 2020. So if I take July 2020, 33,946. So if you add previous two values, which will become 94,936. Sorry, you have to apply this. Yeah. So when you add the previous two values, it will become 94,936. So I have selected these three values. You can see some at the below. So 94,936, which is exactly same as this one. And not only the previous values, you can add next values also. If you make this 0 and make this as +1, okay, so it will add current value to the next value. So 14,518 plus 4520 will become 19,038, which is exactly same as this one. So like this, it will keep on adding. So you can take some random number from the middle. So April 2023 value, if you want to find out for window, so it is actually adding the next value also. So 36,000 plus 45,000, which is 81,935. So this way we can control what needs to be added to the current value. So this window calculation will decide what needs to be added to the current value. So this is about window sum. And this way we can also do average. Say apply. So formula is similar. So, but the aggregation changes. So earlier we were doing the sum, now it will do the average. So if you want to add the next values to the current value, this will be like this 0, 1. Or if you want to add the previous values, you can keep -1, 0. So, you can increase that values. So if you want to add n number of values, you can keep that particular n number. Let's say if you want to add 10 values, you can mention 10 values. Basically, this position is next position, and this position is for the previous position. So for previous, you have to keep negative symbol before that. For next values, you don't have to keep any negative symbols. So now let's calculate average. So Rakib, can you tell me how this average is getting calculated? So can you tell me for April 2020? $28,295. Yep. Which is 27,307. So it is rounding off to 308. So this way it will find out for any value till the end. So this is called as window function. So where you can specify what value needs to be added to the current value. And if you are not mentioning anything, so it will do average for the entire thing. So it will just do say okay. So the value will be similar for across all the months. So it is basically doing the sum of everything and divided by 48. We have 20 starting from 2020 to 2023. So there are 4 years and we have 12 months. So 4 into 12, 48 months we have. So it's basically divided 23,26,534 divided by 48, which is 48,469. So this way we can able to find out window function. These are the use case of window function. So if the user asks for to add the previous 2 values or previous 3 values, so you can make use of this function. So now let's move on to the next topic. Nazrin, can you tell me about the steps how to create donut chart? Okay. Okay. How sum of 0 we have to write. Yeah. Perfect. Next. Okay. So we have to remove everything from one of the pie chart so that it becomes blank. Yeah, perfect. And now we need to adjust the size. Yeah, so this way we can create a donut chart. Lines, remove this 0 lines and all, and remove the headers. Okay, so now let's discuss about waterfall chart. So now let's see how we can create a waterfall chart and what is the significance of waterfall chart. So basically, waterfall chart meaning it will show the flow of the data. Waterfall chart to show the flow of the data. And it will be useful when you have some negative values in your data. So it will be clearly visible if you have negative values. So in waterfall chart, it looks visually appealing. So now let's see. So I'll take profit for the sake of discussion. Why? Because in profit, we have negative profit. In sales, we don't have any negative values. So here I'm taking an example of profit. So I'll take subcategory and profit. So I'll just create a bar chart. So after doing this, so these are the steps that you need to remember to create a waterfall chart. So there are some charts which are not directly available. Let's say for do not chart. So there is no uh, direct option that you can create a do not chart. So in show me we have only 24 different varieties of charts. So where you can just click on that and you can create that particular charts. But for do not chart, we have used some workaround to implement this particular do not chart. Same way, waterfall chart is not directly available. So we have to do some workaround for this. So that workaround is, so after putting the sum of profit, you have to make the running total. So right click on this, go to quick table calculation, click on running total. So it will show you the running total. So running total meaning it will keep on adding the previous values to the current values. So if you are at accessories, so your accessories value only will be there. There is no previous values to this. So appliances will add the previous value, which is accessories values. So it will keep on adding the previous values. So at the end, you will be having the total. So this value is actually the total of all the subcategories. So now let's see. So I have created the running total. So I will make this as giant chart, giant bar. So once you made this as giant bar, just make a duplicate of this one, profit, and edit this and name this as negative profit. And put a negative symbol before this, minus, say okay. And put negative profit in the size. And let's put profit in color. So I want to see what is negative and what is positive. So I'll just use two stepped colors. So I want to see negative in red color and positive in blue color. Say okay. So you can see these are the subcategories which are negative: tables, supplies, and bookcases. And now I will add analysis. I'll go to totals and show row grand totals. Yeah. So we are getting $292,297 because of all these subcategories. So it's like each and every drop coming to make this complete flow. So when you have negative profit, the flow is going down. When you have positive profit, you can see the flow is going up. You can see this. The bar is going towards upside when you have positive profit. And when you have negative profit, so let's say this particular point is ending here. And when you have negative profit, the bar is going down. And when you have positive profit, from this point, it is going up towards up. So bookcases is having negative profit. So you can see that is why this bar is going down. Like that, if you see wherever it is negative, wherever it is negative, it is going down. And wherever it is positive, the bar is going towards up. So basically, in the water flow, when you have positives, so your flow will go towards upside. And when you have negatives, your flow will go towards downside. So this is other way of representing the data. So how did you get the whole flow, or how did you get the entire 292,000? So because of all these subcategories, so what is contributing what? So bookcases and supplies tables are making the flow go down. So which is not good. So we can identify these showstoppers, and the other subcategories are letting us move the flow. So these subcategories are helping us to get the flow going. So these are the subcategories which are helping, and you can identify which are the subcategories are more helpful. Which the length of the bar, wherever it is high, you can see, you can say that those subcategories are giving us more profit. So this way we can identify these many significances that are available by having this waterfall chart. So that is about waterfall chart. So you can also see it in this chart. So whatever is in red here, it is actually the negative profit. It's going down. So whenever it is, the values are negative, it is going down. And whenever it is positive, the flow will go towards upside. So at finishing, that at the end, they have $7,959. So it is all because of all these months. Okay, because of all these months, at the end, I have $7,959. In some months, I have very less sales or negative sales. In some months, I have positive sales, I mean, positive profit. So based on that, at the end, I have this much of profit. So I can able to see which are the ones which are causing the issue and which are the ones which are letting the flow go. I can identify these things. So I have just given the steps to create that. So I'll just upload this document in the group. So try to prepare this waterfall chart. So try to implement a donut chart and waterfall chart and share the link in the group. So let me just ask you a few questions before I go to the next topic. So Priyanka, can you tell me about this window function? If I'm using, let's say, -2, 0. So how many previous values will be added and how many next values will be added? Okay. Two previous values will be added to the current value. Perfect. Lakshmi, can you tell me? So let's say if I include, let's say 0, 3. So how many values will be added to the current value? Okay, perfect. So Sagar, can you tell me? So let's say if I have written like this, 1, -2. Is this a correct window function? Can I mention 1, -2? Yeah. So why it is not possible? Yeah, perfect. So we can just use minus only. So this is the place where you can mention previous. So for previous, you can just put minus. So when you put -1, so you can add the previous one value. And for the next values, you cannot put negative. So this is the place where you can mention the next values. Perfect. So Rakib, can you tell me what, how many values or how many previous values and how many next values I can add to the current value by using this? Sorry. How many previous values and how many next values? Okay. Yeah, perfect. So I can add to my current value, I can add one previous value and two next values I can add. So that is how we can implement window functions. Okay, so now let's move on to the other topic. Hope you are clear about this waterfall chart and multiple color condition. So I'll just closing this. Okay, so now we'll discuss about tooltip and how we can keep visualization in tooltip. So now let's discuss. So basically, whenever you create any visualization, Tableau will automatically implement some of the tooltips. Like now I'm hovering on one of the data point, so you can see some details are coming in the tooltip. So that is called tooltip. The box that you see, where you see subcategory storage, running sum of profit along table across 311,221. So that box is called as tooltip. So we can modify that tooltip too. So it is we need actually the subcategory and the profit value. So it is showing some extra details which is not required. So we have to get this output. So we have given some of the negative profit, some things we have like running total and all we have used, but we are actually showing the profit value. So in tooltip also, I just want to show that whichever is necessary. So unnecessary things, I just want to remove it. So where I can remove, I just need to click on this tooltip. Okay, so you can see the same information here. So this negative profit, I just don't need. So this I have implemented to just to create the waterfall chart, and running sum also not required. So my actual agenda is to show subcategory and the sum of profit. So I'm just putting only those two options. Now if I hover on it, I can just clearly see this subcategory is phones and what is the profit for subcategory phones. And what is the you can see these red ones, these are having negative profits. So basically, so you have to crisp and clear. So you should not show unnecessary data. So unnecessary data, it will cause. So let's say earlier we have this one. I have just done the control Z. So earlier we have this information which is not required. I just want to show the sum of profit. So I'll just need to click on this and I'll just edit it. Say okay. Okay, so this is how we can create a tooltip, and so this will give you the basic information. And even when you go here, so you can see the tooltip for the do not chat as well. And you can see the sum of zero is also being shown, which is not required. Sum of zero, it is not important. Our aim is to show the category by sales. So you just need to remove that. So click on this. So Tableau automatically give you whatever the fields which you have used in the worksheet. So it is by default showing you that information. So for us, we will know that what is important and what is not important. So you have to just remove unnecessary things from the tooltip. And when you hover on the inner circle, so inner circle also has some sum of zero, which is not needed. So go to that one and remove this. We don't need this particular sum of zero. So what we actually need is category, furniture, and the sales. So this is one thing. And so now I want to put visualization in this tooltip. So basically earlier to 10.5, we used to have only this textual information that you see currently. So when I'm hovering on any particular data point, so I'm able to see that particular textual information, but I just don't want to see the textual information, but I also want to see some graphical representation in the tooltip. So for that, I'll just create some different chart for that. So let's say subcategory. subcategory sales. I'll create a bar chart. Okay, so this is my subcategory bar chart. So now I'll just show you how to keep a visualization tooltip. Vision tooltip. So I'm just creating a visualization for that. So I have created subcategory sales. Okay, so now let's go to do not chat. So here, when you hover on this, you are seeing the textual information. So let's go to that tooltip. So open that tooltip. So instead of this textual information, so remove this, go to insert, and here there is an option called sheets. So in this sheets, the new sheet that I have created, which is subcategory sales. So I want to show subcategory sales visualization in the tooltip. So I'll just click on this. So you can see how much is the width and how much is the height. In that much height, it will show you. You can edit this also. If you want some 400 width and 400 height, that also you can do. So let's use the by default ones. Say okay. So now if I hover on any category, I can see the details of, let's say, so there are 17 subcategories distributed across 3 categories. So if I hover on this, so now I can see this particular category has these many subcategories. So if I hover on this, I can see uh, technology has 4 subcategories. So now let me just increase the height of this. Let's say 700. Say okay. Like this, you can see. So this office supplies has around 9 subcategories. So like this, you can see the data. So in the tooltip, not only you can see the textual information. So if you put this, so you can see the values also. So let me just show total. So let's put sales in the label. Okay, so yeah, you can see how this $731,000 is splitting across all the subcategories, and how this $839,000 is splitting across all the subcategories. So all this information you can just see by hovering on it. So this is about Vision tooltip. So now let's see few other things. So what are the other features that are got added from the previous versions? So in tooltip, we were able to add this Vision tooltip. So that came after 10.5. Came after 10.5. So now we are calling it based on the years, right? So the current version is some x.x. So 2023 dot 2 dot something else. So let's see what is the version. So if you want to see the version number, go to help and click on about Tableau. So my current version is, let's go here, click on about Tableau. So my current version is 2023.1.0. So now we are calling it as on basis of years, but earlier to 2018. So earlier to 2018. So it has versions like it has started from like 5.02. So they are called like 5.1, 5.2, like this. They used to call. They used to upgrade the versions. So till 10.5, so on. So till 10.5, they used to call like this only based on the number versions. But later after 10.5, they are started calling it on basis of the years. So from 2018, they started calling it with the years. So we'll just see some of the features which got implemented after that. So Vision tooltip is the one. Earlier we just used to have a text box we don't have this option called how to put the visualization tooltip. So they have added that. And we have just seen how to edit the tooltip. So you just need to click on this tooltip marks card and we can edit that. And now let's see what are the legends. So basically there are many types of legends that are available. So we have color legend, size legend, yeah, so two legends will be available. Color legend is basically when you use colors. So if we go to our dashboard, so this is what is color legend. So with this, you can identify any questions. Uh, So with this, you can identify which category belongs to which color. So if you click on furniture, furniture is in blue color, office supplies is in orange color. So every color will be assigned with a different color. And if we go to multiple color conditions, these are also called as color legends. So for profit, you have a different color legend, and for discount and sales, you have a different color condition. And when we go to waterfall chart, so let me just show you this. So let's create a sales and let's take subcategory and let's create a bubble chart. So here you can see a legend, which is sales. So let's have subcategory. So based upon the size, we can identify what size belongs to what value. Hello. 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 I'm audible now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, some network issue. Got disconnected. So yeah. So we were discussing about the size legend. So size legend is basically, let me just take state, double click on this and take sales. Okay. Now you can see the value of the sales is proportional to the size of the circles. And how much size is representing how much value. So that will be shown in the size legend. So in the color legend, we can see which category is colored with which color. And here you can see what size is showing the what value. So that is what it is representing. So above or which is near to 457,000 will be the bigger circle. So whatever bigger circle that you see, that represents 457,000. And whatever the small circles that you see, it will be near to the 132. So these are near to 132, like this, the smaller circles that you see here. So it is around that value. So let's say 100,000. So 100,000 values that you see, that will be of this much size. So that will be near to 100,000. This much big size will be near to 100,000. So that is what is size legend. And color legend we have seen, this is what is color legend. So this way, it is to identify what colors are assigned and what sizes are assigned to the individual legends. So those are called as legends. And the key features in Tableau in 10.5, so Vision tooltip which is added. So we have seen that. So if you hover on this, you are able to, instead of showing the textual information, now we are able to see the graphical representation as well. And hyper. So that also we have discussed in our previous sessions. So earlier we used to have .tda, which is a Tableau data extract. It is a Tableau data extract, and this they have converted into hyper file extension. So when you save this extract file, so when we do this extract, so one file will get stored. So this will be with the .hyper extension. So earlier we used to have this as a .td. So they have made the improvements in this extract file. So this is 3 times faster than the .td, and they have also changed the name. So yeah, and it will retrieve the data 5 times faster than the previous one. In retrieving the data, it is 5 times faster. So this all they have implemented in 10.5 itself. So I can just save it. Okay, so you will see the dual cylinder. So this we have discussed how to convert from extract to live, live to extract. So if you don't want to use extract, then you can uncheck this use extract. And again, it will become into live. So this way we can have the hyper file. So that is about hyper. So, and now we have the capability. And let's say in some organizations, how it will be like. So you have some version. Let's say I have created something in 2023 version, but my organization people are using some later versions, like the previous versions. So let's say I have 2023. So I have implemented something, or I have built my dashboard in 2023 version, but my Tableau server in my organization, Tableau server is of 2022 version only. So higher version will not be supported for the lower version. So higher version dashboards cannot be published in lower version servers. So that's the limitation. So you cannot publish that. Why? Because in 2023 version, they might have implemented some new features. So if you try to publish 2023 to 2022 version, so that there will be a clash. So new features might not be available in the 2022, and that Tableau server will not allow you to publish 2023 version Tableau dashboard to the 2022 Tableau server. So for that, what they have done is they have created one more option where you can degrade the Tableau version. So you can convert the Tableau version. So export as version. So you can change. So currently I have 2023 version. So I can degrade it to 2022 or 2021. So I can change the version. So I can go to previous versions also. So while doing this, so some of the features you might not get it into the 2022 or 2021. So this way you can export into previous version. So this also they have implemented in they have started implemented in 2010.5. So these are like important interview questions. So you should know how to degrade the versions and all. Yeah. So that's about today's session. So we'll see the previous slides in the next coming session, and we'll continue with the Tableau server. So in the next session, we are going to discuss about Tableau server. So any questions from today's session? Yeah. Mhm. only that dashboard will change into previous version. Entire dashboard, whatever, let's say you are using 10 worksheets in the dashboard, all the 10 worksheets will be converted into the previous version. And one more option, let's cover in this session only. So there is one more option. They have added it in 2018.3. So in 2018.3, they have implemented transparent worksheet backgrounds. So this we have discussed in our previous sessions as well. But it is exactly added, that feature got added in 2018.3. And dashboard navigation buttons. So earlier we didn't had this option to navigate from one dashboard to other. So we used to use action filters for that. So they have implemented this button also in the 2018.3. So earlier this button was not there. So if you want to navigate from one dashboard to other dashboard, so we can use this option. Say okay, alt click on this. So it will take you to the whatever sheet that you have selected. So earlier to 2018.3, we didn't have this option. And we have also discussed about the transparent worksheet backgrounds. So let's say if I have an image in the background, let's take this image. Okay, so I want to put this image as a background and I want to keep some chart on top of this. So you can see the background white color. So earlier to 10.5 or 2018.3, so we didn't have the option to make this as transparent. So now they have made it as. So here we have an option called go to shading. So earlier none option was not there. You have only the white color option, or you can change the colors. But when you do it none, so it becomes transparent. So you can see the values like this. So it becomes transparent and you can keep whatever image that you want to specifically mention. Let's say, let's keep this one. So here I want to keep. So like this, we can keep it in top of the any other worksheet. So this was implemented in 2018.3. And key features in 2019.1. So you can directly ask data. So if you go to ask data in Tableau server. So I cannot show you Tableau server, so I'm just showing it in Tableau official site only. Yeah, so this is what you can see. So if we have to create anything in Tableau, so you can say what is the profit in Alabama by subcategory. So you usually have to go to this, enter profit and state. And in state, you have to select Alabama. So this we have to implement manually, but you can ask Tableau. So when you publish data source, so you can ask like this, what is the profit? What is the profit in Alabama by subcategory? So if you mention that, so you have to mention this as well, subcategory. So it will show you Alabama related subcategories information. So this chart will automatically be created by this Tableau server. So you can just type in your question. So Tableau will automatically create. So you can see what is the profit in Alabama by subcategory. So if you write like that, so you can see below chart is got created already. So this way you can ask data. So in Tableau server also they have implemented this. So that is the feature got added in 2019 one. So in that way they have implemented, for every version they have implemented some new features. So we will discuss that in the coming classes. And in next session we are going to discuss about Tableau server. Tableau server and its components. Yeah, so with that we have completed this session. So let's continue tomorrow. Thank you all for joining.